This video is sponsored by mypicture.co.uk. If you want to try out printing some of your own photos, you can use discount code MNTEENS10 for 10% off. Hello.
I could not be more uncomfortable. Hee-haw. Hee-haw. Voice sounds all weird. So, how do you like all of our prints? So, as you can see, we printed quite a few of our photos and we printed them in different ways on all different types of materials.
So in this video, we wanted to tell you all about them, where we got them, how we went about the process, and just our general thoughts on them. So we're excited to show you. One, two, three. Was pathetic. Hello everyone, welcome back to our channel, welcome back to another video. This intro was supposed to be the two of us, but Chris forgot the little head for the tripod, so now we both forgot. Now he's had to hold the camera. Welcome back to actually a very exciting video, and a video that's actually been in the making for quite some time. So having taken many photos over the years and watching like other photographers doing their thing, and they always mention just how important it is to actually print your own work. And that's something that we've wanted to do for a long time. I lost the sentence. Oh yeah. I mean, it is nice having a large digital collection of all your photos, but there really is something different about having a physical copy of your own work, your own art, so that you can hang it in your own home on your desk, you can look at it for inspiration and it keeps you inspired, and it's just really nice to have. Because really, whenever you take your photos and you post them maybe to Instagram or whatever, how often do you really see that photo again or like kind of relive that memory? So having an actual print of your photos just kind of lets you do that. So this is something that we've actually wanted to do for quite some time. It's always been in the back of our head to print our photos, but we've always kind of been in that mindset of, do we have the perfect photo to print? Is this photo good enough? Which is kind of silly because we're proud of all the photos that we take. So originally we were gonna just print maybe one or two photos, but during the process of making this video, which is a happy coincidence, MyPicture actually reached out to us and offered us the opportunity to print even more of our photos. So that gives us the opportunity to show you guys different types of prints and different ways that you can print your work. And we just wanted to document that process in this video.
So when it comes to printing photos, there are obviously many different sites that offer many different types of photo printing. With this being the first time we printed a photo, we obviously haven't used any of them before. We did know though, for the first photo we wanted to try out a professional printing store, so we would have different paper choices and we'd really be able to guarantee the colours would be accurate and that we could just generally get a very good quality final result. After a quick Google search, we came across the print space, and after watching a few videos from other photographers who seemed really happy with the results, we thought that was good enough for us. So the next step was to decide which photo we actually wanted to print. We picked out some photos we both liked, and after narrowing it down we decided we would print this drone shot. It's quite a simple photo, but it has a really nice atmosphere to it, and the colours were pretty epic that morning, which we both liked in the final photo. The print space has quite a few paper options for printing your photos on, and with the drone shot being quite contrasty and colourful with bright whites, we thought the Canson Burrito paper would probably work pretty nicely. did not expect this video to have clips from Dublin, but that is currently where we are. We're on a little trip for a few nights, and we did pick up the print actually before we left and checked it out, and actually have it right here because there is actually an IKEA here, and we were looking for frames online and stuff, and there is an IKEA pretty close to us here, so going to take a little trip to IKEA and see if we can get a frame for it. Hopefully we can get one that fits, but here is the print. Pretty happy with how it actually turned out. Looks pretty much identical to the photo that I was editing. I can't really tell any difference at all, so pretty happy with the choice of paper and stuff, and pretty happy with the quality. So see if we can go and get a frame, and we'll show you what that looks like if we do. Let's just sit you right up here. Actually, just realised when we came here that I don't know if I've ever actually been in an IKEA.
Chris has never been to IKEA.
Well, you've been like, what, once?
One time. One time.
Yeah, so arrived, it is super warm actually at the minute, so kind of roasted sitting in this car, but let's hope we can get a frame of some sort. The website had a load of options, so no idea if the store is actually going to have what we need. We also forgot our mic little adapter, so we can't use the mic. But yeah, let's go and see what we can get.
I just put my head back.
Yeah.
It's so dumb. So we went with white. I think it's gonna look really good. But right now we're gonna go back into IKEA and get ourselves a hot dog. Oh, my mask. Don't forget the mask.
So I must say we are pretty happy with the final result of this first print. The colours, like I said before, are really accurate. It looks pretty much identical to the final edit, and the Canson Burrito paper that we chose has quite a kind of a smooth look to it. There isn't too much texture with the paper.
And we decided to go for a white frame to match the white border, and I think it just allows those colours and tones just to pop out a little bit more. So yeah, we went for that kind of minimal style.
Yeah, it's very clean and minimal when you put it up on the wall, which is pretty nice. So as you've seen, we got the frame from IKEA, which is actually a great option if you're printing your own photos. We could have got the print from the Print Space actually framed, but it would have been a lot more expensive. And to be honest, I think the frame looks pretty good. So that photo we just showed you was printed using the Print Space, like we said, and it is a professional printing service. You have a lot of options when it comes to paper and stuff, and they have the ICC print profiles where you can download them, install them into your Photoshop and stuff, and check the colors match up and everything. Just a very professional process. But with the rest of the photos, we used MyPicture, which does also offer professional prints, but the whole service is just a little bit easier, more user friendly if you're not sure about all the print profiles and stuff. It's just an easier process.
Yes. Simplified.
Yes.
So because we printed the first picture in the way that we did, we decided to print the first one from MyPicture in kind of a similar way. And what we decided to go for was this picture of Mussadin Temple. It's so big, I can hardly...
It's big. Pass it over.
It's big. So we decided to do the similar sort of style with the white borders and the white frame.
So just a little side note or a little bit of information about this one. So we printed this, and obviously in Photoshop we decided how big we wanted the borders to be. And when we checked how that looked in MyPicture, is it the pass part out that beats over the top of it, or the border, whatever, the white frame thing that comes around photos, was actually, it wasn't moving in as far as our border, so it wasn't covering it, and we were like, okay, it's almost not as thick as we want the borders to be, so we'll just take it out and we'll be left with our print underneath. Turns out that wasn't a great idea because the back of these, for some reason, the backboard is actually glued in. So it was quite a process to get that off and take out the white frame which was on it, or the white border which was on it.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't recommend doing that. But besides that, I do really like how it turned out. MyPicture, I don't know what the actual paper is, but they do say it's premium print paper, and it looks pretty damn good, I think. The colors are
it looks so nice.
pretty much the same as the edit to me, and it's pretty sharp. I'm not sure if it's just as sharp looking as the first one of the drone shot, but I'm pretty happy with the final result of that one.
And it came included with the frame, so we included the frame with this one, and it's very similar.
Yeah, still that kind of clean look, and yeah, pretty happy with that one. So this next photo we decided to print is actually one from the first roll of film that I shot in the Sheikah mat back here, and I thought because we were printing so many photos, it would just be cool to have one of the photos I took on my first roll of film. It's not the greatest photo ever, but it's worthy enough of a print, I think, and the more of the story behind it, I think, is kind of cool.
Yeah,
That's
what I was going to say.
Just to have it. I really do like the square look, which changes it up as well. This one is printed on foam board. It kind of has a matte finish to it, so there's no reflection or anything, which I do quite like. The colours look pretty good. Again, I'm not sure if it's just as colourful as the final edit, but it's pretty damn close.
Yeah, that's true.
It has just a really clean look to it with a foam board, no frame and stuff, obviously.
And it's extremely light.
Yeah, something simple, clean looking on your wall. Foam board probably is a pretty decent option. Yeah, just one thing, I'm sure they damage pretty easy. They are quite light.
That's
and
true.
you could damage this very easy, so just be careful if you do choose foam board.
So the next photo that we decided to print was the nighttime astrophotography shot of me in the mountains, because
I'm going to scoot over.
I know this one's a long one. Obviously, being a nighttime astrophotography photo, it's not the sharpest, but it definitely does work on this style of print, and I just love the colors in it as well. They're so vibrant.
Yeah,
it's different from all the others.
Yeah, it's a different style. Obviously, being at night, it doesn't really, our other photos kind of have a similar style to them. This one is very different, which is kind of cool. We thought we'd mix it up a little bit. Well, I mean, that is pretty striking. And
yeah,
I also we went for a pano style crop on this one. I believe it was 2x1 or something like that. And I don't know, it just mixes it up. I think it could sort of be in a wall by itself and be quite a sort of a centerpiece sort of thing.
So this is an acrylic print, which is why it is so vibrant and shiny. But one thing I will say is that, don't block my mic. One thing we have noticed is that it is the one that's kind of showing a little bit more wear and tear than the others. So it can be very easily damaged.
Yeah, there's a little bit. So the print's obviously on the back of this, and then you have like an acrylic board on the front, which gives you that almost sort of 3D kind of look to it. There's a little bit of it coming off at the bottom, which is a little bit annoying. And another thing is extremely hard to keep clean.
Yeah, you see fingerprints.
Fingerprints and dust.
But I guess if it was on a wall and like you cleaned it,
you'd probably have to dust it and wipe it every so often. So
True.
In that area, probably not the greatest, but it does have a pretty unique look to it, which is cool. So just to mix things up a little bit and see different types of results, we decided to go for a black and white photo this time, and we thought this would work well on the metal print that MyPicture offers.
Which it does.
Which it does, yeah. It has 2 sheets of aluminium, and then there is, I'm not sure what that is in between, but yeah, it's printed directly onto the aluminium. We chose the matte option, and you can also choose the gloss one. The matte option is printed directly onto the metal, so it kind of has like a bit of a texture to it, which is kind of cool. It's a bit sort of gritty looking, and works well with the black and white. I don't think it is as contrasty as the final edit. I really like really deep blacks when I'm shooting black and white, so I edit them that way, and I emphasize that even more in this edit, but it still is a bit more flat looking. The blacks aren't super black, but I still like the outcome.
So these next prints are called MixPix tiles, and I believe that they are made from foam board again, but they're just these smaller pics that you kind of would use to make like a collage from your photos. So you hold these two, please, so we can show. We kind of went for a little collage of our photos from the snow. So when you hold them all together and put them together, I think they look so good. They're actually really, really
the
cute.
idea we kind of had was probably to do them
like a square.
Yeah, like that. Anyway, yeah, these are kind of cool, and they actually turned out really well.
They actually did.
The detail and the sharpness and stuff and the colors on them worked really well. Like Christina said, they are pretty much similar to a foam board, I'm not sure, but they're really, really light, and
they're also really cheap as well. They're one of the more cheaper products. I think there are only £5 per photo, so you don't have to get 4 of them. You can get whatever you want. You can get 2, you can get 6, you can get 10, whatever you want, and how many photos you have. It just depends. Again, with the foam board, you do have to be careful with the edges and the corners. You don't want to press.
Yeah, they can damage very easily, but a little bit more fun, playful sort of way to print your photos.
Yeah. And
I really like these. They're cool to have. And I think they'll look cool on the wall and stuff.
Yeah, so. Especially if you have like a little collection of photos that you got. Like, these would be perfect for that. You ready?
And the final photo, we decided to print this photo of the Highland cow, which we just both really like.
Because who doesn't want a Highland cow on their wall?
Yeah, obviously, as you can see, this is printed on canvas, which is still kind of cool. I think everybody probably has a canvas of some sort in their house. And we thought this would work well for this one. Like we said at the start, we wanted to try out all the different options that MyPicture had. And we went for the canvas for this picture of the Highland cow.
I think it looks really good. However, we did notice that maybe the colors, or it's more so like the warmth, isn't as warm as what the actual picture is.
With the edits, I normally have them quite warm, and I think this one looks a little bit cooler, especially around the top here, than the edit I had. But I still think it looks quite good. The greens and stuff and the contrast is very good in it. Obviously, you have that texture of a canvas print, which adds a kind of
if you look closely.
Yeah. Adds a kind of a nice look to it, and it's quite sharp as well. So, yeah, pretty happy with that one too. You got anything to add?
Moo. No. So that is all the prints that we got. It was just really cool to experiment with different types and to be able to see the results and to share them with you. So that's the most important thing. So thank you to MyPicture for allowing us to print all of our photos, and also for sponsoring this video. MyPicture did also give us a discount code to share it with you, which is very exciting. So you can use the discount code MCTeens10 to get 10% off your next order. So if you want to have a look at possibly printing some of your own photos using MyPicture, do click the link in the description. I don't know where the ending of that word went. It disappeared. We'd really appreciate it if you could check them out. It just shows that we're doing a good job here on the channel and allows us to keep making more videos for you. So
that would be much appreciated. So yeah, it was kind of cool to do this comparison, see all the different types of prints, see the difference between using a professional printing store and something like MyPicture. The difference in price is quite substantial. The MyPicture prints are all very affordable, whereas the one we ordered from the print space was probably the price of maybe 2 or 3 of these, and if we had to get a frame on it as well, it would have been a lot more. It's nice to have cheaper options for certain photos and then maybe spend a little more on bigger ones or something like that. It's totally down to your preference.
So hopefully you enjoyed this one. If you've made it all the way to the end, then thank you very much. We also wanted to know if you would possibly be interested in maybe like us selling some prints.
Possibly. Obviously, it wouldn't just have to be these ones. We have a few other photos that we think would work really well for prints. And yeah, would any of you guys be interested in little prints from us? We're probably going to set up a website at some point soon anyway. So maybe we'll put them on there. Let us know in the description below if there's any ones in particular you might like.
Not the description, the comments.
The comments below. Yeah, if there's any you might like, or just whether you think we should do it in general. But anyway, I think that's definitely enough blabbering for one video. Hope you enjoyed this one. Hopefully you found some of that information useful in some way or other. If you did, make sure to give the video a thumbs up. Maybe consider subscribing below if you want to see more like this.
Make sure to check out mypicture.co.uk, and as we always say,
take it easy.
Don't be a stranger.
See ya.
Bye.
My hip just popped. You hear that?
No.